Good morning, everybody. Today's Tuesday morning, about 2:45 in the morning. We are currently southbound on the 215 freeway in, so we'll call it High Grove, kind of north end of Riverside. We're going to be getting onto the 60E/215 here in a second. And we're going to be going to a new customer today here in Riverside that I've not been to before. It's a familiar customer, but new location to me. I'm very familiar with the street itself because I used to work right across the freeway from there at March Evers Air Base. So, let's say 2 left lanes, closed, road work ahead. Alright, that's probably hopefully for the 91 freeway though. But I know they've been doing some work on the 60, so... yeah, I don't know. That roadwork sign might actually apply to Highway 60. That's kind of looking like it will too. Let's see what this bottom one says. Ramp may be closed intermittently. Okay. Alright, we're going to be going to UNFI, UNFI, or Unified Foods, basically. Now, I'm not a stranger to going to UNFI. In fact, I was just at the UNFI, I guess you would call it a super value, over in Fontana, off Philadelphia Street, just within the last month. So, but this is the first time going to the one over here. It's on Meridian Parkway. Meridian Parkway is on what used to be the base housing area of March Air Force Base when it was still an active duty base. Alright, so that's what's going on. It doesn't have the greatest reviews. A lot of complaints about how long it takes to unload, or mainly so get the bills and stuff. And but and it sounds like the check-in process can be a little bit long as well. But one of the good things about it though is they have a staging area that you can park overnight in before your delivery if you are coming here. So there is that. So that's a plus. Alright, so we'll see how things go. I don't know how roomy it is and all that. I would imagine, well, you would think a newer facility. It's only been there for about 20 years. Yeah, because they built that whole area there. They tore out all the base housing in the early 2000s, and say around mid 2000s is when they built that whole industrial park there. So you would think that it should have a decent amount of room to work with, but given my experience with some of the other facilities over in that area, it's not necessarily the case. I don't go over there in that area too often, though. Anyway, what are we doing here? Okay, going the other lane. My last video, I did a special video about that Florida truck crash that that Indian driver caused a triple fatality crash with the illegal U-turn. And I gave some detail on, why I think the language barrier issue is a bullshit excuse. I do think that he should have learned the language anyway with, he's been in the country 7 years. So why doesn't he know English? You should know, you should definitely know at least some English by, if you've been in the country for that long. And he doesn't seem to know. He seems to need an interpreter still. So, anyway, there was another detail. Something I thought I wanted to advocate for that I forgot to, and that was the fact that because I had mentioned in there, they didn't arrest him right away because. Come on, slide over. Fuck you then. They didn't arrest him right away because it's harder to prove who's actually driving the truck. Even if the logs say this or that person's actually driving it, doesn't necessarily mean they actually are. So They need some kind of evidence or other witness testimony to confirm who actually was driving. So I think that's why they didn't arrest him right away. Let me get slid back over again. I have a kind of a light load here. It's only whoever picked up the load only scaled it like 49,000 pounds. So it's only like a 15,000 pound or so load. Alright, so one of the things that's common though, it's especially common with those Indian driven trucks. Now I'm not trying to pick on Indian drivers. There are some decent ones out there, right? And a good number of them are solo drivers. And they do things right, but there are a number of them where they'll have like 4 or 5 people in the truck and they'll take turns driving, so the truck keeps moving at all times, or as much as possible. And as it is, I found out this morning on the way to the yard, you know, driving my personal vehicle, my buddy John, I was on the phone with him, and he ends up telling me about a TikTok video from somebody I follow and who follows me as well. Now, deer grinding hyena. You guys might know her. Anyway, I guess I haven't seen the video yet, but apparently she was in a dock door, I guess, in Indianapolis, from what it sounded like. And there was an Indian driver in the truck next to her docking out, and I guess he started to turn out of the door too early and took the front end of her truck off. Her nice new truck that she's put a lot of effort into, spiffing up to her own liking. Okay, well, apparently, as part of this video, or I don't know, or what she talked about, I don't know, I haven't seen the video. But apparently there were like 5 people in that truck, and I guess 3 of them, or at least 3 of them, 3 or 4 of them, whatever, all scattered like cockroaches toward the exit after the incident happened, because they didn't want to have anything to do with it. So, you know, then it becomes like there's that many people in the truck, then who's actually driving it? So how are they, I think ultimately, they can actually hold whoever was actually the logged in driver, the active driver, is going to ultimately be held accountable for it, more than likely. But at least as far as, and then I think I heard that their insurance was expired. Yeah, so there's a whole lot of bullshit that goes on here with foreign drivers and their habits. 2 of the 3 times I've been hit by other drivers was my Indian immigrant drivers. Well, I don't know. The first one, first one of those Indians, I think he spoke decent enough English. But the other one that happened in Von Horn, Texas, not even, maybe a few months back, about 6 months ago, if even that. The guy couldn't even speak really good English. He could speak some, but not very good. And I think I even had to use my Google Translate, to help her. Oh no, he actually had to call somebody from his company to communicate with me because he couldn't do it himself. It's like, come on now. At least learn the language. So, I want to get to this point here. I don't think there should be allowed to have more than 2 licensed drivers in the truck at any time. And that does include Sierra England and Covenant and whoever else has a habit of having 2 or at least 2 trainees in the truck at the same time. Now, when I was a trainer at Sierra England, I refused to have anything to do with having 2 trainees on the truck. Okay, for some reason this is suggesting Von Buren Boulevard, although I could take Cactus West right here. I'll go ahead and take Von Buren. Maybe it's further down on that end. I know it's right across the street from one of the customers I've been to before, which I thought might have been McLean. Might have been Cargill though, I don't know. But it's right across the street from a customer I've been to. I just didn't pay that much attention to who it was. But anyway, yeah, Sierra England and Covenant both have a habit of having two trainees in the truck at the same time. Now, I don't know the whole detail on Covenant. Like, I know they'll at least train teams at the same time. You know, two trainees who plan to be team drivers together anyway. But then there's still that issue of where are they sleeping. All right, well, when I was driving for England, they had they only had the two bunks. And so if all three people were trying to sleep, someone would have to sleep on the floor or in the passenger seat, or they would sleep head to toe or something in the bottom bunk or something. And it's like, what the hell kind of way to live is that? Yeah, that's not a way to train. And so Sierra England started adding in new trucks that had that third bunk up here above the front section where a third person could sleep. And, I really honestly think that should go away. I don't think it's a good way to train personally. I don't know, maybe there are some pros to it. I have heard there are some advantages to it, but either way, it's just not for me, and I'm leaning against doing that. Okay, I think this right turn lane is truck friendly if I remember right, so I'm gonna go ahead and make my turn from the inner lane. Normally I would use the outer lane, but look how we got green arrows here, so we can go ahead. Okay, no, it's still a little tight. Yeah, I would definitely need to use the outer lane next time I come this way. Good thing there was no traffic around though. Okay, slide up here. That'll be, I think that's Renaissance Parkway. Or not Renaissance. I'm thinking of over Rialto. Brain fart on the name of this street. The next line up, Opportunity Way, this is one. The next one up will be Meridian. And then right here on the left is Riverside National Cemetery. Same place I intend to eventually be buried after whenever the time comes where my life ends. Sounds kind of morbid, but yeah, it is what it is, Alright, we're coming up Meridian. It's going to be on the right side, by the way. We're going to go through the staging area to get to the guard shack. I have a 3:30 a.m. appointment, and I'm on track to be there at 2:59. So, should be right at the right time to check in. Alright, half mile up. Anyway, I'd like to know your guys' thoughts on that. Should there be a limit on how many people can occupy? Why did that thing shut off? Did it do a reboot or something? Yeah, I might have been doing an update or something. Bad time to do it because I need to change my status here in a minute. Okay, yeah, it's restarting. Okay, apparently this light right here is where we're going to turn. Yeah, that's definitely it. Unfi sign right here at the corner. Yeah, who is that? I want to say it's like McLean or Cargill or something over there. I know I have that location across the street start, but that's about it. See another guard shack over here, but truck entrance is right here. know the 5 keys. Yeah, that's part of that Smith system that a lot of these these local companies like to have for their drivers. To me, the Smith system is pretty unfly driver check in. So do I have to park here to check in, or I was under the impression I could drive right up to the guard shack, but I don't know, I might have to come here to... Well, these guys are all driving straight up. I couldn't get a good clear idea from the reviews on whether I needed to park and check in or just drive up. It looks like I should be able to drive... What does this say? Make sure they see you. These guys all just driving right on up, so how about I go ahead and just do that? If I get yelled at for not parking and we'll find out here pretty soon. I don't see people out there like in line trying to check in with like on foot, so I'm going to assume that yeah, you just drive right up to the guard shack. Guys, we're checked in here at the guard shack now, and I don't know where exactly we're going to go next, but sure we can find the truck staged somewhere. I think I saw in the Google reviews something about door 44 or something like that. Yeah, I see a number of trucks parked across from the doors further down on the right. So I'll assume that we're gonna park where all those guys are at. By the way, I forgot because I was listening to a video while I was waiting in line. And it turned out that incident, that Florida incident, now there are a bunch of people, over 1 million people lobbying, or they signed a petition trying to get clemency for Harjinder Singh. Like, are you fucking kidding me? Oh, he made a mistake. Like, yeah, you're damn right he did. He blatantly ignored a freaking no U-turn sign. Made a move he knows damn well he wasn't supposed to make, and you can't say that, you can't read the sign. There's a fucking clearly obvious no U-turn sign. And a no U-turn sign in India looks exactly like the one in America. It's just flipped in the opposite direction because they drive on the left side of the road and not the right. So, and that's totally disrespectful to the families of the 3 people who died. Making it out like this guy doesn't deserve it. He hasn't gotten any kind of punishment yet. He's not, they're making it out like he's actually going to get 45 years in prison because it's up to a 15-year penalty for a prison sentence for each one. Okay, maybe it's 444. That's 404 right there. What's this say over here? System inside, something or not. Yeah, it looked like people are over here checking in over at the office on the end of the building or something, so I guess I will go ahead and just go ahead and blindside into one of these spots over here before this guy gets over here. Just right there. It's hard to tell the angle through the mirror, but no, I'm a little. Yeah, I would have had it, but I didn't chase it on time, so fix this. Get a little bit more to the center of the spot. Yeah, I was using the monitor to kind of help a little bit. It's kind of aching to use in the hood mirror, but instead of being convex, it's more of a flat kind of display, which helps me a little bit more. But I was using the actual flat mirror. I could tell where I was lining up. It was just mistimed that. Alright, let me get checked in here at the office, and we'll get a door hopefully soon. Alright guys, we got a dock door. Gotta wait on the northern refrigerator to get docked in first though. We're gonna be docking into door 420, which is over here to our left. It's right in between, I think is it two Swifts? Yeah, it looks like both, I think it looks like both of them are Swift. Alright, look like we might have another truck trying to go by also. A reminder, turn your headlights off when you're going past somebody who's trying to back into a spot at night. Great, looks like he's getting ready to back into one of these drop spots now. Or something, I don't know. Anyway, what I'm going to do here is set up a 90-degree alley dock. If I can ever get out of my spot. I already have my trailer doors open. It's just a matter of whenever I can get out of my spot, we'll get into the door. Our left side door has no hook on it to latch on to the, the hook on the trailer. I didn't have whatever. I don't know what they call that thing. The loop. So there's a couple of wires that are trying to kind of help it stay in place. I don't know if it's going to stay that way, but hopefully it will. Okay, he's just trying to turn around. I'm going to have to double check what's going on with my door here in a second. Going forward is what concerns me. Get the trailer. Because I do want it to be a little bit out from the... Okay, it'll be a little challenging timing it. I don't want to be too far out. I see that blue Swift over there, so and that's the one I want to be. I want to guide it in front of. This is where CDL school at 90-degree alley dock actually is useful training. I get about to this gray Swift. That's where I'm going to start my turn. I did already check the spot. Someone had ran over the wheel chock on the way out of the spot earlier, so I had to move it. Come on, dude. Thanks, Dick. The check-in process, by the way, it didn't take that long at all. In the office, there were only two drivers in front of me, and well, actually, one of them didn't have his vest on, so he had to go back to his truck and get it. And it really didn't take long at all. The guy in front of me didn't take that long. The one who actually did get checked in. And it didn't take very long for me to get checked in either, so didn't have an issue at all here. It's a nice big Nice big facility. The only gripe I have is that it smells like urine in there. I don't know what's going on, and if somebody, if there's something going on with the men's room or something, or if something else is going on there. But yeah, it was up by the window there, the check-in window. It wasn't so noticeable, but when I was in line waiting behind the other two guys, yeah, it was definitely more noticeable. That's when I was closer to the men's room, though, or both actually, the restrooms. All right, it is 3:43 right now. We'll go ahead and put the chalk in and wait, and we'll see how this goes. There will be a lumper fee, by the way. Alright guys, we are finally done unloading here. So the reviews seem to be, yeah, right on point. As you see, it's coming up on 9:50 now. We'll just say about 9:45 or so. We got our bills, had a 3:30 appointment time. So we're talking over 6 hours after my appointment time before I finally have bills in hand. It was, yeah, the lumper fee wasn't incredibly high. It was like 185 or something like that, if I remember right. 189.15, or I want to say something like that. So yeah, they are a bit on the slow side. They didn't take in, yeah, they weren't right away starting to unload me, but they didn't. I wouldn't say they took an unreasonable amount of time to start unloading me either. Yeah, most of the delay was after the freight's already been pulled out of the trailer. You know, doing whatever they're like, their inventory or whatever else. I don't know, probably a break in there as well. And then I didn't get the thing to pay the lumper fee until right around the same time they were calling me to tell me as soon as your lumper fee's paid, you can come get your bills. So there's that. Alright, now normally I would be after this, because I don't have a pre-plan. Looks like Gunfire wants to come over here to one of these dock doors, so we'll get over his side. Yeah, I don't have a pre-plan yet for anything else, so normally our protocol at this point would be start run whatever we have over to Colton and drop it there for Walmart to use. But this trailer has the left door there, it's missing the loop thing that attaches to the side of the trailer to keep it in the open position. So yeah, I had to use the wires that are on there to handle it. So I'm gonna just go ahead and let's see. Yeah, I already talked to the planner too. Is that basically the trailer's serviceable, but it's just kind of a nuisance with that thing, and wasn't sure how we were doing with empties at Walmart. Turns out we're doing okay, so we're just gonna go ahead and take it back to the yard and drop it, tag it out, and we're good. Let's see. Yes. Good. All right. Okay, yeah, I kept my doors open because I wasn't sure how they do things coming out of here. It's yeah, he's not even at all concerned about checking the trailer. So anyway, I'm gonna get out of here. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Well, all right, you guys have a good day. We'll see you guys maybe on another one here soon. All right, have a good one.